Hi everyone, so today's recipe day and I'm going to make something green. I'm going to make the most amazing green zucchini pasta with lots of greens. Pesto, some green peas, some broccoli and some eschalots. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to put the recipe on my blog, so head over to inspiregoodthings.wordpress.com and you'll see all the amounts and the recipe and some photos and stuff. But basically I'm just going to do a quick video tonight to show you how to put it all together and what to do with it. So you can watch the video first to just get a rough idea, head over to the website to get the recipe, and this is one of the most healthy, amazing, delicious dinners that even my friends that aren't vegan really like. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for this dish is make the pesto, and what I've got for it is a mix of green herbs. I had for another recipe that I made just left over. I had some lemon thyme, some basil, and then I have some parsley growing, so I just picked some of that. So I've got a mix of those three. Then I've also got some almonds and some pine nuts, which I've lightly toasted. You don't have to. This meal can totally be made raw if that's how you want to go. There's obviously just the heating things you adjust. But I like these a little toasted, so I do that. Then I've got a clove of garlic, which I've just chopped roughly. I've got some extra virgin olive oil, some salt, and some pepper, and I think that's it. So I'm just going to shove it all in my little processor. And I have this little mini processor that my mum bought me. Thanks, Mum. And I use it all the time. It's incredible. So I'm just going to chuck everything in together. Nuts, garlic, herbs, pinch of salt, add a bit of pepper. And the reason why fresh herbs are amazing, and we're going to get most of the benefits really from this because it's not going to heat very much, but fresh herbs are so good. They are so jam-packed with all sorts of different vitamins. They're all really good for your skin. I mean, I could say basil's good for this, parsley's good for this, and thyme. They're pretty much, no herb is bad for you. They all are powerhouses of green goodness. So you can use a mix of any herbs you like. I just use what I've got every time I make a pesto. So, and it's also got some nuts in it. And the nuts, both almonds and pine nuts, are actually really good for your nervous system, which is really important because your nervous system is the part of your body that lets you know. It's like the danger detector, so it lets you know if something's wrong. So that's why you get nervous energy if you're feeling unsettled or something. So it helps recognize like a change in temperature, or if you're feeling unwell, or if something is just off, your nervous system recognizes that. So having that work really well is important. So these nuts are really good for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pulsate this up, and one little trick that I also do to get the pesto the right consistency is I sort of start blending it, and then I'll add a bit of water until it gets to a nice consistency. I don't like it too thick. I like it to just lightly coat everything, and instead of adding heaps of oil, I just do a bit of oil and then I add water until I get it to the consistency that I want. So I will buzz this up and I will be back. So I love this dish. It's just so easy. So I've got my pesto done. It's kind of like a blobby paste. That's ready to go. So all you do is blend that together. The next thing I'm going to do is take the vegetables. So I've gotten some zucchini, some broccoli, and some frozen green peas. And with the zucchini, all I've done is I've run it through the mandolin on a really fine shred, so it's like pieces of spaghetti. So when you've got that, I've also got just a small amount of frozen peas, and then I've got the broccoli, which I've cut up pieces about that big. And I've got my little steaming pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil the water on the steaming pot. I'm going to put the broccoli in the steamer first for maybe a minute or two. Then I'm going to drop the peas in the water underneath and put the zucchini strips in the steamer above, and then I'm going to leave that for maybe like 2 minutes, and that's it. And then turn it off. So once that's done, basically then all I'm going to do is quickly stir the pesto through it and sprinkle some eschalots on top that I've finely chopped. But I'll come back to you after I've got the vegetables ready to go. So now I've tossed the pesto through the vegetables once they've been steamed and cooked, and just really quickly I've just put them in a bowl. I'll just try and show the camera. There, it's kind of hard. I sprinkled some eschalots and some pine nuts on top to make it look that little bit pretty. So these vegetables are so filled with vitamins. There's A, C, E, K, really good for your bones. They're really quite alkalizing as well. And like I said before, you can make it completely raw if you want to, and it's pretty much just as delicious. So I guess that's it. I'm going to go eat my dinner, and hopefully I've inspired you to do good things with greens today.